few weeks ago I put up a video reviewing a little fixed blade knife. It got a lot of views, so I thought I would do another one of these things. Now my focus of this channel, as you may recall, is focused primarily toward the senior citizen. It's not necessarily because we don't have a lot of disposable income. It's because we're at a stage of life to where perhaps a name brand doesn't mean quite as much as it would to someone else, and we're looking for something with the best value overall. And so that's the reason I took a look at the last knife, and that's the reason I'm going to take a look at this knife here. Now, don't laugh. This is a Walmart fixed blade knife. The number of this is a 6816 knife. A lot of times you can pick these up around Christmas time. They're always back in the sporting goods department. So let's take a look at the pros and cons of this little $6, not 60, not 600, but $6 knife, and see if it's worth putting and adding to your arsenal. Okay, I've got a few notes down here I'm going to be taking a look at just to keep me on track and make the video flow fairly smooth. First thing, let's take a look at the overall look at the knife. It is a 3-inch blade with a 4-inch handle on it, or scale, so to speak. Now, the point of it is a drop point, which I actually prefer a drop point knife. If this were a skinning knife, they make great skinning knives. The drop point is what I prefer. The blade itself is a full tang blade, which simply means that it runs from front to back. It's not halfway up in the handle or something. The blade is made out of stainless steel. Now, there's no more information about what stainless steel this is. It's no numbers on it. It just says stainless steel. Now, as far as the quality of the stainless steel, it's acceptable, but just barely. I tried sharpening the steel. It seems to have hard spots and soft spots in it. So I don't think it's, well, I mean, I know it's not for $6, but it's not going to be a very high quality stainless steel. But remember, we're looking at a budget knife here, so let's continue on with it. The blade itself is a hollow ground blade. The back of it is a serration, or a serrated blade, which personally, I prefer a blade to have the cutting edge all the way back, and not serrations. Serrations simply are a way to cut something, and if I'm going to cut something, I'm going to prefer a saw to do that with. The scales are polypropylene, and I'm not sure exactly what plastic polypropylene is. It could be milk cartons, but it does have the scales made out of polypropylene according to the package. The scales are attached by 2 pins. It does look like the pins are removable. It does look like it's got some star screws at the top of it, but it has an overall length of 7 inches. Now let's talk about the sheath that comes with the knife. The sheath itself is a 1-piece sheath. It does have holes around the edge for some odd reason. I'm not quite sure why that's there. I suppose at the end of it you could make a neck knife out of it, but it would be extremely heavy as a neck knife. On the other hand, there is a lanyard hole at the end of the handle part of it. You could put a lanyard in it if you chose to do so. The scabbard, as I said, a sheath is a 1-piece sheath. It does lock up really well. I don't think you'd ever have to worry about the knife itself falling out, and yet it does release with a firm pressure, but it does release smoothly. It is a 1-piece sheath with the belt loop able to hold an 1.5-inch belt, but it only carries vertical. It will not carry horizontal. Now, let's talk about some of the uses of what this knife might be used for. First off, this is a I would say this is a knock-around knife only. It's certainly not a knife that you'd be proud to, show, look, see what I've got, and so forth. But it'd be a good toolbox knife, a good tackle box knife, a glove compartment knife, just a good knock-around, perhaps a farm knife. I grew up on a farm, and the only place that serrated blade might come in handy, and for me, would be back whenever we were opening hay bales and had the plastic on it. You could take that little serrated blade. It does cut very well for plastic and so forth. It also would make probably a good bait cutting knife if you were fishing. It's got a blade that certainly is not going to break. Oh, and before I leave, let me talk about the ergonomics of this handle. This is not a very ergonomically pleasing knife. It does have finger holes for 3 fingers with a pinky off the back of it. However, this part right up here, which I forget the name of, but where you put your thumb at, by the time you get your thumb on there, it's very awkward to hold. It seems like this part right here is too far back and this is too far forward. It's a very awkward knife to hold. It's not very comfortable to do that. A couple of things this is not. It's not going to be a good skinning knife. It's not going to stay sharp enough for that. It's not going to make a good kitchen knife. Like I say, if you've got a bait cutting knife, tackle box knife, toolbox knife, this might do you fine on that. Well, that about wraps up this review on the 7-inch fixed blade Walmart knife. This channel, by the way, I also focus on fishing with a little plastic bass raider boat, which I really enjoy doing that. If you think it might be useful, go ahead and subscribe, leave a comment, like down below. It seems to help the channel. I'm trying to build this channel up. I've got 3 other fairly successful channels, and they do fairly well, but I'm trying to focus on this one right here for a few days. Anyway, hope you got a little bit out of that. Until we meet again, this is John, Old Man Outdoors. Hope to catch you outside in God's great outdoors. We'll catch you on the next video.